In the spring of 1944, in the small town of Alcolu, South Carolina, the fate of a 14-year-old African-American boy would spark one of the darkest chapters in American legal history. His name was George Stinney Jr. George was a shy, skinny teenager living in a segregated mill town with his family. On March 23rd, two young white girls, Betty June Binnicker, age 11, and Mary Emma Thames, age 7, were found dead after failing to return home from picking flowers. Their skulls had been brutally crushed. Within hours, suspicion turned to George. Why? Because the girls had briefly spoken with him and his sister earlier that day. That conversation and nothing more was enough for the police to target him. George was taken by officers and interrogated. Alone. No lawyer, no parents, no witnesses. After hours of questioning, police claimed he confessed, but there was no written statement, no signed confession, only the word of the officers. His sister, who had been with him, insisted he was innocent. Just a month later, George was put on trial. The jury, all white. The defense, a court-appointed attorney who called no witnesses and barely questioned the prosecution. The entire trial lasted only 2 hours. The jury deliberated for 10 minutes before declaring him guilty of murder. On June 16, 1944, just 83 days after the girls' deaths, George Stinney Jr. became the youngest person executed in the United States in the 20th century. He was only 14 years old, standing so small that he needed a Bible to sit on in the electric chair. Witnesses recall the oversized helmet slipping off his head. Decades later, in 2014, a South Carolina judge finally vacated his conviction, ruling that George had not received a fair trial. The confession was likely coerced, and the evidence against him deeply flawed. So was George Stinney really guilty? We may never know the full truth. But what we do know is this: the state executed a child without due process in a system stacked against him because of his race and poverty. Today, his name stands as a symbol of justice denied. Was it the right execution? No. George Stinney was too young, denied fairness, and almost certainly innocent. His story is a reminder of why justice must never be rushed and why every voice deserves to be heard.